Okay, today we are going to talk about stress prevention and stress management. And here's why. The bottom line is stress can kill you. Yes, and we know that everybody is going to pass away, everyone will die, but stress can kill you before your time. So let's prevent that. Now, the first thing that stress can do is stress can lead to the exhaustion phase of the general adaptation. And this syndrome takes place in your adrenal glands, which are near your kidneys. And when your adrenal glands get into this exhaustion phase, basically you're having a nervous breakdown. And I know a lot of people use that phrase lightly, but it is a medical condition, and trust me, it can actually happen. So one thing that you can do to prevent your adrenal glands from getting out of whack and to prevent a nervous breakdown is by managing the stress in your life. Now, another thing that can happen is stress can actually have a negative impact on your immune system, and your immune system affects your entire body. But one of the things that can specifically happen when your immune system is weakened is it can lose the ability to fend off the H. pylori, and I might be mispronouncing it, bacteria. And basically, this bacteria in too large amounts can lead to ulcers. And so, yes, ulcers are based off of the bacteria in your body, but due to how stress impacts your immune system, it can impact the levels of bacteria in your actual body. Stress can also lead to gastrointestinal problems, from heartburn to irritable bowel syndrome, which can be very, very, very serious. Stress can also lead to raised cortisol levels, and cortisol is considered the stress hormone. And actually, when you have these raised levels of cortisol on a consistent basis, this can actually lead to an increase in the amount of fat that is stored in your abdomen. So literally, being stressed out can lead to obesity. Now, also, stress can lead to increased heart rates over time, and this increased heart rates can increase the amount of cholesterol and triglycerides that enter your bloodstream, and eventually this can lead to heart disease. So there are a number of ways that stress can impact your life on a very, very serious and very negative way. It can take your health right from under you. So, what do we do to prevent stress? The number one thing that I recommend is getting organized, because let's face it, there is nothing more stressful than being late on things, than procrastinating, than being up to here in the amount of things that you have to do and feeling like there's not enough hours in the day. So the more you can organize your life, the more you can prevent stress from creeping into your life and stealing your physical and emotional health. Okay, so in order to get organized, you are going to have to discipline yourself. You are going to want to discipline the way you eat. You're going to want to discipline how much you exercise. You are going to want to discipline how much water you drink. And as you're disciplining yourself in these areas, you're going to want to discipline yourself overall in terms of not procrastinating. You're going to actually learn to take the time to relax and enjoy recreational activities. Organizing your life does not mean becoming a workaholic. Organizing your life meaning you work when you need to work as much as you need to work, and then when it's time to sleep, you sleep. When it's time to hang with your friends and family, you see the people who you care about the most. Okay, remember, it is a vicious cycle. If you don't discipline the way you eat, the way you exercise, the water that you drink, you can gain weight. And then the fact that you're gaining weight will cause stress in your life, which will lead you to possibly drink more alcohol or drugs or eat more food and exercise less because you feel worse, and it's a vicious cycle. So we want to stop that cycle and start a healthy cycle of discipline. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Now, if you are already stressed out, then we have to kick into stress management. And I recommend, as I've recommended in other videos, having an outlet. Now, you want to make sure that your relationships are as healthy as possible. And if you have relationships in your life that are not healthy, you are either going to change them or you are going to get rid of them. I'm not saying that you need to cut off your mother and your father. I am saying that if you don't have the healthiest relationships with them, that even if they aren't making the effort, maybe you want to make the effort, because this is your health and you have to take control. So, also you want to have at least 1 or 2 stress relieving activities. For me, I enjoy writing and walking. I walk all the time. It clears my brain. It helps me feel better. And last year, I lost 30 pounds after walking every day for about 2 miles. I also changed my diet a little bit. But walking made me feel even better, because once I started to lose the 30 pounds, then I felt even better. So I was relieving stress in all types of ways. But maybe you don't like walking. Maybe you don't like writing. You might like taking photos and swimming. I wish I could swim, but I can't. So have at least 1 or 2 activities that you can do on a consistent basis. Remember, discipline. Not just disciplining yourself to work, but disciplining yourself to really take care of yourself, because your health depends on it. Now, seriously, if you need professional help, get professional help. Now, from personal experience, I've been seeking professional help through counseling and sometimes through pharmaceutical help since I was 10 years old when my mother passed away. So I know a lot about firsthand experience with medical assistance in the mental health area. So if you are going to take a pharmaceutical drug, I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend that you also get counseling, whether it's individual counseling or group counseling. But the problem is, if you have mental issues that have gone unchecked for a while, chances are, because of this mental issues, you've picked up a few negative habits. And what you will find is, even after you take an antidepressant or after you have taken an antipsychotic or anything in between, what you will find is a lot of your actual habits are still the same. So maybe you feel happy, but you might feel happy about some negative things. Like you might feel happy about a drug addiction or about an alcohol addiction or about being in an abusive relationship. And that is problematic. So definitely, if you need the drug or the pharmaceutical, take the drug or the prescription. Take it. But if you are taking a prescription, also seek counseling, individual counseling or group counseling. So I hope this helps you manage and prevent the stress in your life. And remember, never be ashamed.